the breaker. That killed everything. That killed my main. Alright, yep, everything, the breaker, it's probably been 20 minutes. Breaker came back, it held, it cooled down enough, flipped on. And the phase converter, nothing came back on. I would like to know if that switch actually works the way it's supposed to, because I should be able to turn the phase converter on and this motor not start back up. So if I start the phase converter back up, this mill shouldn't start. This one will. Nope, it didn't come back on. This here just making them close enough the length. They're not going to be any shorter or anything. If anything, I'm heavy on the line, but I can just barely see. I'm taking half of that little scribe line maybe. So, you know, I could be 10 thousandths big maybe, something like that, which I don't care. It's length of it doesn't mean anything. The only thing that matters is the placement of the screw jack hole and the hole for the axle and the size of that hole. That's all that matters. Alright guys, I'm back. I tried to, I videoed drilling and tapping, but I didn't turn my mic on, and I'm not going to voice over and do all that work. You guys know how to drill a hole and chamfer it and tap it, so I have all those done. Now I'm working on this hole. It has to be this size, so I got it marked. We'll get it drilled, and then I'll put the boring head in it, and then we'll take it to that 985 thou. I think this is a 7/8 bit. Yep. It's showing 17 thousandths need to come out of it still. So it is half. Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting all screwed up. You know, I got other stuff on my mind. I had the Bandit, my dog, had cancer, or has cancer. It moved to his brain and his eyesight. So we just went and we had him put down today. And I need something to do, because I need to get this done. And but anyways, yeah. So this moves a half thousandths or 1/1000th per side. So you need to split your measurement in half, just like on a lathe. This is 18.5 thou what I need to take. So I'll go 5 on here, and that'd be 10 thou. Then 11, 12. I'm only going to take 12. I like creeping up on them instead of taking that big number. And I don't want to remake it. I had a spring pass on it. So it's showing I need to go 3.5 thousandths yet. That's not a very big move on this thing.
You didn't keep its ashes?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. They'll call.
Huh?
They'll call. It'll be like the 21st or something. We can pick up his ashes.
Well, I got that paper out, but you didn't say whether you did or not.
No, it didn't at first, and then I went back in, and then I asked them, because I wasn't.
Right.
And then you said something about the ashes and whatnot, and it costs another $85. So I paid that with the card, and then the other got cash.
You didn't say something about a pole print.
Huh?
A pole print?
Yeah, they give you a pole print. It'll take up a whole sheet of paper, probably.
Huh?
It'll probably take up a whole sheet of paper. Pole print.
Okay.
Yeah, they said it was hemorrhaging in his eyes. That's why they looked the way they did, all red.
Really?
from his brain swelling. He said, dogs and humans aren't nowhere near the same. They don't feel pain. They just know when something's wrong.
Right.
He said he would, because he still had an appetite,
Right.
ate all the time. He said they'll do that till they can't anymore.
Right.
He said they'll eat. He said that doesn't mean anything. But his lymph nodes, everything, he said lymph nodes were just huge, swollen. It probably started, his spleen, and then it moved up to his brain. And he said it'll do it quick. So I'd noticed, over the last few weeks, he was slowing down, still playing.
Right.
I mean, hell, yesterday I rolled the ball to him, and he put his foot on it and pushed it, and then he couldn't find it. But, yeah. So she said like the 21st or something. Go pick up his ashes. Yeah. Didn't take very much. Hopefully it was enough. I don't know if I can get any more out of it. That was only about a thou. I still got 2 to take. So I'm 0 on that part. I know I should use one of them dummy sticks and all that, and use a mic, but this really isn't going into outer space. As long as it fits over that axle in a slip fit and not very much play, it'll be fine. Yeah. It shows 2/1000 what I gotta take, so I need to move that. Barely 1. If I go past, I'm screwed. The backlash in this thing's crazy. I'm tapping it with my fist just a little bit, trying to get it to just nudge a little. And I left one of the set screws tight, so it was pushing through the gib. And I don't think I went quite 1,000. It's been damn close, so I'd rather be, because the original piece does fit rather loose, I think. Well, when I put thumb pressure on it to hold it where I need it to be, wiggle it around, I'm dead zero. I just can't pull it out. Every time I take my finger off the thumb screw thingy here, it bumps back up to like a thousandths. I can't get under to hit the lock, but yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, I mean if I hold that on there, can't even. Good enough. Okay, now that's a razor blade right here, so I'll get the boring head out and put my big chamfering tool in it. Okay, I kind of screwed up on the main setup at first. I should have just put this in one time and not had to indicate, and only indicate it one time instead of having to do it twice, but I got an excuse this time. So I put it back in the vise. Got my Blake coaxial indicator on it. I still should be good centered that way, so I should only need to move the table, the Y axis a little bit. Okay, it's really not off that far. I mean, it is. And I did bump the X with my knee a little bit, I believe. Not much though. That's the Y. I think that's about as good as I'm going to get. It's bouncing about a half a thousandth. I lock. Then whenever I lock stuff, everything moves. The knee is a lock. See, I unlock the table and it goes back to being a little better. I just probably need to snug up a gib in the table. Alright, I got a high-speed steel 4 flute, 1/2 inch center drilling end mill in it. And I don't have a set of radius gauges, so I just started putting end mills. I'd use the back side of them, and I'd set it down on the radius to come to the conclusion that it's got to be, I'm sure it's metric, but 1/2 inch will work. And now that I'm thinking about it, I need to go measure the axle to make sure see if it's this size here or if it's bigger to fit this, because I don't have the one for that side of the axle. So it'll only take a second for you, but it might take a few hours for me. So I gotta get that information from that axle before I do all the math from center out and how far I have to go. All right, guys, I'm back. It's the next day. I never did get hold of the guy about the axle nut, the hex end side, but so I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger. I measured it and then I rounded up, and it is what it is, and I think it'll be fine. Well, I think that turned out rather nice. Deburr on that edge. Razor blade right now. Alright guys, that was kind of a cool project, you know, something out of the blue, you know, one of those hey man, I guess, jobs, as Mr. Pragmatic Lee calls it. Well, you know what they say about assuming that it would be okay. I got it back indicated. I do have the axle, and it has a little offset on it, and I'm good this way, but I need to go about 25 thousandths each way that way. So I got me a 1-inch end mill. I wanted to try to do it with my boring head, but the diameter of the radius on that axle would cut into here, so I'm just going to use a 1-inch end mill and just round each side out just a little bit so that shaft will fit in there. And I gotta make that hole, well, yeah, make it bigger. I don't know what it is yet, I haven't measured it, so I'll get my Blake indicator out and get the measuring. Okay, I got my little homemade jobby thing put in there. Alright guys, yep, there's that. It's in there. And I'll try to get some pictures of it, and we'll see you in the next video.